Hi, this is Takita from IMECHEN. We've just completed another renovation project. So I'd like to show you around the newly finished apartment. This property is located in Bunkyo Ward, Tokyo. It's a condominium building made of steel reinforced concrete, originally built 41 years ago. The unit size is about 20 square meters. It used to be a 1K apartment with a unit bath. But we've renovated it, mainly focusing on the water area. So, let's take a look at what kind of work we've done. Now, about the owner of this apartment. This unit is owned under a corporate name. The previous tenant moved out around 2 years ago. Since the apartment had a unit bath, which means the toilet, sink, and bathtub are all in one space, which isn't very popular these days. The owner had been thinking it was time to renovate. They wanted to create a really good room, rather than just doing a basic refresh. But they couldn't find a renovation plan that truly matched their vision. Because of that, they didn't want to do a half-hearted renovation, and ended up leaving the apartment vacant for about 2 years. Then they reached out to IMECHEN. We had several meetings to discuss the layout and design. And once we finalized the new plan, we proceeded with the renovation work. Now, as for the key points of this renovation, the biggest change was separating the unit bath into an independent bathroom and toilet. We also improved the kitchen area, washing machine space, and refrigerator placement, since the original layout made them difficult to use efficiently. So those two were the main focuses of the project. Additionally, we reworked the air conditioning system. The previous piping route was quite complicated, so we simplified and improved that as well. Alright, let's get started with the room tour. This used to be a 6-tatami mat room. Probably a traditional Japanese-style room when the building was first constructed. Later, the flooring was changed to wood. But the layout still had the original built-in closet in the back. Originally, beyond that wall was a unit bath, the kind with a toilet, sink, and bathtub all together. But we've separated those this time. The main goal was to enhance the water area, while keeping the room as spacious as possible. You can see this small bump-out area here. This is where we installed the shower unit. But to separate the toilet, we needed more space. The original bathroom space ended around this line, so we extended it by about 30 centimeters in depth, and roughly 1.3 meters in width. We made it in a slightly protruding square shape. By using this space, we were able to add the new shower and still maintain good balance in the layout. Since the new wall slightly pushed into the room, making it smaller, we removed the old built-in closet and extended the living area to make up for that lost space. So, here it is. Between the protruding space where we installed the shower unit and the original closet space, by adding a small partition wall, we effectively utilized that recessed space and created an open closet here. That way, the total floor area of the room remains almost the same as before. The new closet is a bit smaller than the old one, but we've kept enough usable room overall, so it still feels open and functional. Now, if you look up here, you'll notice a part of the ceiling that's slightly lower, almost like a beam. Originally, there was a much larger dropped ceiling here. That's because the old unit bath used to be here, and the duct route for the ventilation fan from there passed through here, and went out to the outer wall on this side. This time, by moving the shower unit forward, we were able to create a new duct route, using the ceiling next to this open closet. So we removed the unnecessary space that was here, raised the ceiling line to match the original height on the other side, so it made the room feel more spacious. Since I mentioned the ceiling, if you continue looking at the ceiling, we applied wood grain accent wallpaper this time. We coordinated it with a wood grain color similar to the floor color, so the whole space has a warm, cohesive look. And, since we're at it, let me talk about the floor as well. The old flooring was a directly glued type flooring, which had replaced the tatami mats. This was what is called direct applied soundproof flooring. But when we actually removed it, we found that the mortar base was about 4 centimeters higher than the entrance level. Normally, the slab is aligned at a uniform height. But that's probably because, back in the day, they raised the floor in the living area to accommodate the tatami mats. So, this time, we used a raised floor method with low-legged raised flooring, and finished it with vinyl tiles on top. Actually, we could have just replaced the direct applied flooring as it was. However, that type of flooring tends to wear out after 10 to 15 years. And replacement would be necessary again. Since the cost of direct applied flooring products is higher, considering it as a recurring cost, vinyl tiles are much more cost-effective in the long run. And also, there are many design options to choose from. So, thinking the total cost in the long term, we decided to finish with vinyl tiles this time. Now, let's talk about the window area. Regarding the windows, we kept the original window frame but repainted it. The curtain rail, however, was replaced with a new lightwood style one to match the updated interior. And, just in front of it, on the ceiling, we added an indoor drying rack, which is called the Hasakuren. I will explain more in the bathroom later. But there are several indoor clothes drying spots. This one allows you to dry clothes indoors in the living space too. You can still use the balcony, of course, but this is convenient on rainy days. And since it's installed above this waist-high window, for example, if you crack the window open a bit and hang your laundry while you're out, without worrying about rain getting in. Now, one of the owner's specific requests was about outlets. This time, we installed a double outlet on this pillar. Originally, there was one standard 2-socket outlet. During our meeting with the owner, they mentioned that since there will be many appliances using outlets in the room, they wanted to make as many outlets as possible for ease of use. And for this pillar, the owner requested either 2 sockets each, or 4 sockets on one side. So we installed 4 sockets on this side. And next, the air conditioner here. We replaced the air conditioner in almost the same position as the original one. However, this was a bit of a challenge. Originally, it was installed at a slightly higher position, but we lowered it to align closely with the line under the beam. Now, please look here. Normally, the air conditioner outdoor unit is often placed on the balcony by the room. And there is usually a penetration hole around here, and connected to the outdoor unit on the balcony. However, this time, on this outer wall, there was no space to drill a hole on this side. And there is a kitchen on the other side. But from the kitchen side wall, as you can see through the window, the air conditioner penetration hole was drilled in a way that goes out toward this side. Since the outer wall here is solid concrete, it was difficult to drill a new hole here. So we had to use this existing hole. Originally, the penetration hole was around here. And, the pipes were just hanging loosely, wrapped with duct tape, which didn't look very clean. So during the renovation, we added proper covers and made sure the piping was neatly organized. I'll explain more about that route when we get to the kitchen section. We also replaced the curtain rails for this sliding window with new ones. Regarding the intercom, it was originally linked with auto lock, so we are using the existing one as is. Now, let's look at the door. We replaced all the interior doors with new ones. This time, we used a product called Doritas from Wood One. You can choose between wood grain and solid color finishes. And, we went with the solid type, color G8 this time, which is a light gray tone. The door frames are finished in a clean white color, so the contrast gives it a clean and stylish look. Pure white doors are pretty common, but I think this subtle gray adds just the right amount of warmth and sophistication. Alright, now let's move on, and take a look at the entrance and kitchen area. When you open this door, you'll find the entrance space here, and just beyond it, the kitchen area. If you look straight ahead, this is the entrance. This time, for the threshold where you step up into the room, we used a renovation threshold. The entrance floor is also finished with vinyl tiles. Regarding the entrance door, it had a very old-style lock set, so we replaced the entire doorknob, and also changed the door closer. The circuit breaker panel was replaced with a new one as well. As for the lighting, there used to be just one downlight around this area, but since the brightness seemed a bit insufficient, we added another light next to the inspection panel, and now the two are connected to operate together. Now, let's look at this side space here. It's open now, but originally, this is where the refrigerator used to be. There was a wall built in an L shape around that area, and inside that corner space, there was a small, box-shaped shoe cabinet. However, that cabinet was about 50 to 60 centimeters deep, and only around 30 centimeters wide. A narrow, awkwardly shaped box that didn't make good use of the space, so we decided to remove it. Now, on this side here, we've installed adjustable shelves, just enough depth to line up shoes in a single row, and we left this as a free space, so the resident can place a cupboard, or any other storage unit they like. It's now an open area that can be used flexibly. And next, we'll take a look at what was probably the most challenging part of the renovation: the kitchen area. Originally, there was a small kitchen unit here, about 1,200 millimeters wide. Behind it, in that back corner, was where the washing machine used to be. However, since the mini kitchen had a depth of 60 centimeters, the walkway space was very narrow. I remember it being just a little over 50 centimeters wide. And beyond it was a 64 centimeter square washing machine pan. Basically, there was barely enough room to get the washing machine through, so it was clearly an inconvenient layout. Fixing that was one of the main challenges for this renovation. Now, earlier I mentioned the refrigerator used to be located in that back area. We decided to remove that, and move the refrigerator space over to this side instead. Here, we secured about 50 centimeters of depth, and roughly 80 centimeters in width. So there's plenty of room for a standard single-person refrigerator. Then, next to that, we installed a 90 centimeter wide kitchen. This is a product called Compact 50, from Kamei Sakusho. This is a compact kitchen, so it's basically a slim version of a full system kitchen. When we say compact kitchen, the depth is either 65 centimeters or 60 centimeters for most products. However, this product is a slim type with a depth of 50 centimeters. So even though 60 centimeters is already considered slim, it still wouldn't have fit properly in this layout. With this model, we could make everything fit neatly. So, this is a recommended product for such extremely small spaces. Now, this opening here, which used to be just over 50 centimeters wide. I have a scale, so let me measure it. This is now widened to 62 centimeters. That small change makes a big difference in usability. The space feels more open. and there's now enough room for both the refrigerator and comfortable kitchen use. And originally, as I mentioned a bit earlier, this was the route for the air conditioner piping. At that time, the pipe went out through the exterior wall just under this beam here. But because the distance was short, the pipe had to bend sharply in a U-shape. Since air conditioner piping is made of metal, there is a limit to how much it can be bent. And it cannot be bent at a right angle. So it ended up bulging quite a bit here. That was right above the kitchen. So there was a box cover built to hide the pipe. And because of that, the upper kitchen cabinet couldn't be used at all. To fix this, we changed the piping route from here and used a piping cover to neatly and beautifully accommodate it. This allowed us to install a new hanging cabinet, which also gave us extra storage space above. Next, we installed the washing machine space right beside the kitchen. As I mentioned earlier, it used to be tucked away in the back, but now it's moved to the front side of the kitchen for much easier access. Since this new kitchen is only 50 centimeters deep, if we used the standard 64 centimeter washing machine pan, it would have stuck out too far. So this time, we used a 60 centimeter square pan instead. The water tap is connected directly from the pan, and all the plumbing work for the water supply and drainage runs neatly under the floor. By the way, for this renovation, we replaced all the water supply and hot water pipes from the main meter. Above the washing machine, we added new adjustable shelves. Thanks to the way the pipe cover was arranged, we were able to make effective use of the space above it for storage. There's also a beam running above this section. So it took quite a bit of planning to make everything fit nicely in this kitchen layout. But I think we managed to make it all look clean and well balanced. Over here, you can see the power outlet for the washing machine. To make it easier to pass the cord through, we trimmed a little notch into the corner of the shelf, so the plug can go through smoothly and fit nicely without obstruction. Alright, let's move on to the bathroom area. This door here is also from Wood One Store Ataz series. When you step inside, you'll notice that the floor is slightly raised, and it's finished with a vinyl tile that has a stone pattern, different from the wood grain flooring in the main area. Originally, this space was a unit bath, where the toilet, sink, and bathtub were all combined into one. We separated them, and turned it into a layout with a shower unit, a toilet in front, and a brand new vanity on the side. So now, it's no longer a three-piece unit bath, but a separate shower, toilet, and an independent sink area. Starting from the front, this is the vanity. We installed Leak Seal's Opt model here. It's a 50 centimeter wide unit. This is a fairly compact and recommended product when you want to separate and install a standalone vanity sink in a narrow one-room apartment. Normally, this model comes with a two-handle faucet, but this time, we upgraded it to a single lever mixing tap. And here in front is the toilet. It's a combination type tank toilet. We installed Toto's Pure Rest model, paired with a Toto washlet this time. And, for the toilet paper holder as well. The owner specifically requested one with a small shelf on top, so you can temporarily place your smartphone or small items there. Above that, we also installed adjustable shelves, so you can keep things like toilet paper or cleaning supplies neatly stored. And now, in the back, we have the shower unit. This time, we have installed the 0712 shower unit. It is from Panasonic AW Engineering's SSV series. In many cases, manufacturers like Toto or Leak Seal offer 0812 as the standard size. However, this 0712 type from Panasonic AW Engineering is actually 10 centimeters slimmer. Since one of the challenges for this project was to keep the room from feeling too cramped, we decided to go with the 0712 size for this renovation. And actually, this one has a unique feature. I think it's the first time we have used it. There is a bathroom dryer installed here. This is a product made by Takasu Songyo. And what makes it different from others is that it fits perfectly into a standard 18 cm ventilation opening, which is the same size as a regular bathroom fan. Normally, bathroom dryers require a much larger cutout, about 28 by 40 centimeters. So in cases like this shower unit, or even with a unit bath, if there is beam notching and not much ceiling space, it's often impossible to install one. However, with this product, it can fit into the same kind of opening as a regular ventilation fan, like the one above the toilet. So you can have a proper drying function, even in compact spaces. Therefore, for owners who do not want to replace the existing unit bath, but want to install a bathroom dryer, I think this compact model is a great option to consider. And to go with it, we also installed this hanging pole above for drying clothes. Alright, so that concludes the walkthrough of the room. Now, I'm sure many of you are curious about the renovation cost. The total came to 4.18 million yen, including tax. Since this is a 20 square meter 1K apartment, a renovation of about 4 million yen is quite a major project. Of course, we could have cut some corners here and there to bring the total under 4 million yen. But the owner told us, if we're going to do it, let's create a room that really puts the tenant first. So, we decided to take the quality up approach. In the end, except for a small portion of the ceiling, and the wall along the exterior side, we basically stripped it down, close to a skeleton, and did a full renovation. Because of that, the room's overall functionality and comfort have improved significantly. Now, let's talk about cost performance. This is actually a rental property, so before the renovation, we compared two scenarios. One where the unit was just restored to its original condition, and one where we did this full renovation. For the restoration, even setting the rent at 70,000 yen seemed a little tough. So we appraised it at about 68,000 yen per month. For the fully renovated version, we estimated that it could go for 82,000 yen, meaning there was roughly a 14,000 yen monthly rent increase potential. After reviewing the numbers and simulations together with the owner, they decided, let's go all in and do a full renovation. And as for the result, from midway through the construction, the owner challenged a bit higher rent, and listed the rent at 85,000 yen. The amazing thing is, someone applied while the work was still in progress. The renovation was just completed yesterday, we're filming today. And tomorrow, the new tenant is already scheduled to move in. We're very happy to share that great news. At IMECHEN, we always strive to propose renovations that increase not only the appeal, but also the rent value of your property. Of course, for those who have a set budget. We also provide tailored renovation plans designed to maximize rental income within your cost range. So if you're considering a renovation, please feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you for watching today. At IMECHEN, we offer two nationwide renovation plans, a flat-rate renovation service for rental properties called IMECHEN, and another service for pre-owned homes called IMECHEN Next. You can download the brochures for both IMECHEN and IMECHEN Next from our official websites. If you haven't gotten yours yet, please make sure to check them out. We're also currently holding our in-person training program, the School of Renovation. It's a 3-day course where you can learn the fundamentals of renovation and the basics of rental property sales. This program is designed especially for those working in renovation companies. So if you're interested, please take a look at the link in the description below for more details.